Good afternoon, how is everybody? Thought I'd pop on today. It is the 4th of October and I thought, do you know what, I was going to do a reading, but I thought I'm going to do something a little bit different. Well, different for me obviously. I am going to give you a little bit of background on who I am. I think the reason being in my thoughts was, you know, I can constantly pop on readings and do different bits, but do you really know who I am? No, probably not. Those obviously close to me do, but even so, I just thought it will be a nice little introduction and, you know, bore you senseless. At the same time, you can always turn off, but, you know, here we are. So, I am Simone McPherson and my business is Angelic Touch, a holistic therapist and training. And I was born initially in Ruislip Gardens, Middlesex to be exact, and my famous claim to fame is it was the last but one on the Central Line, which is red if you're looking on the Underground. And I was born at my nan's house, which was 4 doors up from where we lived. And apparently I was my mum's late birthday present, I do believe. Her birthday is the 24th of July and I'm the 27th. And yeah, some very good memories of Ruislip Gardens, good friends and schooling. And then my parents decided to move up to Bedfordshire. So we moved up in 84 into a little village called Cranfield. Ever heard of Cranfield at the time? No, obviously not. And I do believe, if I remember rightly, me and my brother spent the majority of the next couple of years trying to bike down to the other end, as we called it, because my mum carried on working in Ruislip Gardens. She was a manageress of a wine shop. We spent many a time trying to get back down, because we hated it. There was no bus service, there was no train at the end of the road, and believe it or not, which obviously now is obviously a good thing because of light pollution, the lights went out at 10 o'clock at night in the high street and it was pitch black. And we both thought, me and my brother, what the blazes, why the beep have we been brought here? It was an absolute trauma to it. Well, it felt like it anyway. Friends, ripped away from friends, and starting in a couple of schools that at the time obviously are the newbies with this accent. And yeah, as you can say, schooling kind of bombed a bit. Wasn't my favourite place to be, and I couldn't wait to get out of it. From there was obviously some jobs. Believe it or not, I'm in the papers. The youngest person, I think it was when I was at Dickens and Jones, when it reopened after its fire at Milton Keynes and them days. And I'm in the papers for giving flowers to what was Princess Diana's mum, do I believe? Anyway, I've got a bit of cutting. My only claim to fame in the papers for something good, not bad, unlike my great-granddad with his bankruptcy. Anyway, moving on. Married, had 3 wonderful children who are in their late 20s and early 30s, and we've got 2 grandchildren. And yeah, that's a journey in itself. I'm a nan at the age of 52. Do I regret any of that? Of course I don't. I'm loving every single minute, and they bring a little ray of sunshine no matter what, even though they're now 10 and 7, and obviously, you know, we are going into that stage of hormones and God knows what else. I'll ask Chantel that later on that, how she's feeling on that, but I'm finding it pretty damn good. Anyway, enough of that. So, where are we today? So, we are delivering holistic treatments. Obviously I do massage and reflexology and all that side, but my main thing for me is that I'm actually a intuitive energy healer, practitioner, therapist, whichever way you want to put that. I know healer's a big word out there, but I know what, you know, you believe in what you do. I'm not saying it cures, but it does alleviate and it does help. Energetically, how do we work that one, or how do we put that into words? It's a very difficult thing to say. or explain, because I tend to, as I've gone on in life, as you've done all your different modalities of different things that you do, there's always been in the background a spiritual sense, to which, you know, probably some people might call it a bit bonkers. I don't know. And I suppose in my early days, I was probably suppressed that by some, well, when I say suppressed, I probably didn't, and I know I didn't actually talk about it because it just wasn't the thing. You know, some people kind of thought you were already nuts. So to add that to the mixture, would it have brought me any favours? No, because I was classic bullied at school, didn't fit in, always thought I was different from everybody else. Not in an ego way, just, yeah, never had a few extra pounds. Spots, that didn't help. That added to the bonus. I don't know what you want to call that. Spots galore. Look like, let's put it this way, but should we put it John Blunt? Yeah, we will. Look like someone, as my dad would say, shit through a string vest. And I was covered in spots. So yeah, was this a target? Of course it was. Of course it was. And a few extra pounds on me. What did my mum call it? Puppy fat. Did it help? Of course it didn't. It went into the mixture of shit. But anyway, as you can tell, I'm quite over that, which I think I am, sort of. Anyway, yeah, so energetically, things were like that. You would sense, you would feel, you would smell. There's no one particular word. I mean, you have this where we call it clairsentience and all of the clairs and all of that side of thing. Is that any of me? I just don't know. I really don't know. I've always fought against having a label on something. I don't do labels. I don't, you know, at the end of the day, I am what I am. I do what I do. I know what I sense. I know what I smell. I know what I see. Do I need a label on it? No. I obviously, for work purposes, I'm going to put myself in a bracket of an intuitive energy worker. And that sounds probably bonkers to some people, but it's not to me. It's part of my life. I do feel I walk in both worlds, as I call it. And, you know, if that means you've now just turned off because I've said that and swiped on, then that's fine. You know, you're all allowed your own opinion. And I'm not here to push and tell anybody else, you know, what you should sense, what you should feel. But if I'm doing any work on someone, I will energetically pick up what your body is showing me. Your body, he or she is talking to me. So it's given me, if I can kind of put it in this, if I'm looking at you before I'm working, it's as if you start to look like the London Underground, and I start seeing different areas that need a facilitation of a movement of energy that at its time was obviously necessary, but sometimes it clings and it's just not needed now as a present, and it's to allow your body to trust me to move that energy, to allow what your body does absolutely natural, and that is it heals itself, which becomes a bit of a tricky spot, obviously, if you're going through stuff, something really, you know, let's mention the word cancer, all of that. The body is actually trying to heal despite what is going on at that moment in time. And that's another story to go into. So yeah, that is what I do. I'm energetically working with you. I do cards, obviously. This is why I've been doing readings, because when I do readings, I'm listening to what your body is showing me. The card in itself is a tool. It's not the card talking, it's intuitively what I'm being shown and given, that it's as if the card, in a sense, prompts for that intuitive moment to come down. Now, there goes a fly. Lovely. On cue. I think this fly lives in here. Bloody thing. Anyway, love the fly. So, the cards itself give me that it's a tool. It gives me an intuitive, it's as if it presses a button and opens up a door for me to listen and understand what your body's showing me. So sometimes the cards in itself is working with you as a whole, with what your body, say for instance your heart chakra, your solar plexus, or you might come another day and those cards are working with everything that's around me. So yeah, it's very hard to pinpoint and put it into a niche, because I know that's one of my daughters, my youngest daughters, on where she does my website and everything else. We have to have a niche, and the niche is the energy, the work, the energy work. But to put everything into a box is really, really hard. And yeah, so rewind. As a child, you would sense, you would feel, you would hear. You would often do meditation without even knowing that's what you were doing. You'd lay in my mum's garden, go off, journey. You would feel your system lift out of your body, and you would go. And that still happens today. My meditations today are not genuinely, I don't necessarily see a lot, but I sense and feel. But my version on that is that us as humans, we call seeing with these, with your eyes. I look at it that we see with every single sense of our body. So if you're smelling something, feeling something, you are seeing something, but not necessarily with this human interpretation of eyes. And where am I today on it? I think that with today, it's increased. Every day is a learning curve. You work around some wonderful friends that are like-minded, and that kind of helps because it makes you realise you're not out there on your own. But we are all different. We are all coded different, and we have our own abilities of what we do, and what one person does may not necessarily work for me, but at the same time what I do won't work for them. So we're all coded different, and we should just literally embrace everything that we do. And I don't really know what else to say, because I'm thinking I can't say subtle because I ain't got my glasses on, and I've probably yacked and gone on too much now, so I'm going to bring that at close. And I will do a root card reading, but I'll probably do that now in a couple of weeks, because you've probably seen enough of my face and my chat. So with that, I'm going to say thank you, and thank you for, even if you've got to the end of this, thank you again. So see you soon. Bye.